LeBron James. This dude is something special. I will miss him when he is gone. Told you before, he never was, he never has been, nor will he ever be greater than Michael Jordan. It will not happen. All of these cats, nothing but love for them and him. The man is phenomenal. He just ain't MJ.
This is not your average debate. This is not just another comparison. This is the heart of basketball's most explosive argument, laid bare by none other than Stephen A. Smith, the most unapologetic voice in sports media. Today, we dive headfirst into the most polarizing opinion in NBA history. It's not about who has more points or who played longer. This is about legacy. This is about dominance. This is about the fact that no matter how many accolades LeBron James stacks up to Stephen A. and to millions of basketball purists, he will never be Michael Jordan. The lines are drawn, emotions run deep. Some will call this blasphemy. Others will say it's finally time someone said it out loud. This video is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those who love the game and aren't afraid of uncomfortable truths. So if you want the raw, unfiltered truth behind why LeBron can be legendary and still not be the GOAT, then stick around, smash that like button, subscribe to NBA Showdown, and hit that notification bell because we are about to set this debate on fire. Now let's get into the words of Stephen A. Smith and why this conversation might be over before it even starts. Stephen A. Smith kicks it all off by delivering a statement that echoes like a hammer dropping in an empty hall. He says the GOAT conversation should have never been a conversation in the first place. To him, this wasn't a debate that needed settling because there was never any true competition. In his eyes, Michael Jordan owns the mountaintop, and while LeBron absolutely belongs on the Mount Rushmore of basketball greatness, he never even came close to Jordan's throne. Stephen A. doesn't deny LeBron's brilliance. He acknowledges it with the reverence it deserves. LeBron is one of the greatest to ever touch a basketball. That is not up for dispute. But being one of the greatest is not the same as being the greatest. That distinction to Stephen A. is sacred. It is not something you can touch with longevity or stats or off-court influence. He believes the idea that LeBron could ever truly be Jordan's equal was manufactured hype, built by media narratives, not basketball reality. To him, the conversation was dead on arrival. The mere fact that people tried to breathe life into it, he argues, was disrespectful to the man who once ruled the sport with an iron will and a perfect finals record. In other words, it's not that LeBron failed to beat Jordan. It's that Jordan was always untouchable.
It is dead. Actually, it should have never been alive. There's nothing to discuss here. LeBron James is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. One of the greatest players to have ever played the game.
Now don't get it twisted. Just because Stephen A. shuts down the GOAT debate doesn't mean he lacks admiration for LeBron James. In fact, he speaks about LeBron with profound respect. He makes it clear that LeBron not only lived up to the hype, he exceeded it. That is not something you say lightly. From the moment LeBron entered the league, he carried the weight of being the chosen one. That kind of pressure crushes most athletes. But LeBron didn't just survive it, he dominated. Stephen A. acknowledges that LeBron's greatness is not confined to scoring or highlights. It's in his leadership, his longevity, his commitment to his craft, and the legacy he's built on and off the court. He gives LeBron his flowers without hesitation, calling his achievements deserving of reverence. The man came into the league with the eyes of the world watching and somehow still managed to outdo expectations. That kind of greatness cannot be denied. But Stephen A.'s message is clear. Just because you are spectacular does not mean you are supreme. LeBron deserves all the accolades, but the crown belongs elsewhere. This distinction is critical. You can admire a masterpiece without calling it the Mona Lisa. LeBron, in all his magnificence, is still standing in the shadow of Michael Jordan.
He has exceeded expectation, and I have nothing but respect, profound respect for the greatness of LeBron James.
Here's where Stephen A. draws the hardest line in the sand. He says it with conviction. He says it with finality. LeBron James never was, never has been, and never will be greater than Michael Jordan. It will not happen. That is not an opinion to him. That is a fact set in stone. It's not about what LeBron does in his twilight years or how many more points he racks up. To Stephen A., the core of greatness lies in what you did when the stakes were highest. And on that front, Jordan stands alone. He is not swayed by LeBron's records or statistical milestones. He looks at impact. He looks at dominance. He looks at the sheer fear Jordan instilled in his opponents every time he stepped onto the court. Stephen A. is not ignoring LeBron's accolades. He's just saying that the standard Jordan set was so impossibly high that no one, not even someone as legendary as LeBron, can ever reach it. That's not hatred. That's reverence for perfection. LeBron may be a generational icon, but when you're talking about the gold standard, the untouchable aura, the mental killer instinct, the flawless finals record, and the absolute authority Jordan commanded in his era, there is no competition. There never was. To Stephen A., trying to compare the two is like comparing a hurricane to a nuclear bomb. Both are devastating.
Told you before, he never was, he never has been, nor will he ever be greater than Michael Jordan. It will not happen.
But one rewrote the rules of devastation. Stephen A. brings out the numbers next, and not just any numbers. He brings out the ones that close the case. Jordan was a 10-time scoring champion. Let that sink in. 10 seasons where he outscored every other player in the league, many of whom were Hall of Famers. That is offensive mastery on a level that LeBron, as versatile as he is, has never touched. Then he drops the defensive side of the argument, 9 All-NBA defensive team selections. That is not just greatness. That is total domination on both ends of the floor. But Stephen A. does not stop there. He brings the conversation where it always ends, the NBA Finals. Jordan was 6 for 6, undefeated. Perfect. Every time he reached the mountaintop, he planted his flag and walked away with the crown. Not only that, he was the MVP of all 6 finals. That means he didn't just win, he led, he conquered, he owned the moment. These are not just statistics. These are statements. They say that when it mattered most, Jordan was infallible. Stephen A. lays these facts down not to discredit LeBron, but to remind everyone what the standard truly is. This isn't a race. This is a finish line that Jordan crossed 6 times without fail. And no matter how fast LeBron runs, according to Stephen A., he will always be chasing the ghost that never lost.
There's nothing to discuss here. 10-time scoring champion, 9-time All-NBA defensive team, undefeated in 6 NBA Finals appearances, all MVPs of all 6 NBA Finals.
Stephen A. Smith does not hesitate when he points out what many LeBron fans wish could be erased from the record. 6 NBA Finals losses. That is not a typo. 6 times LeBron has made it to the mountaintop, and 6 times he's walked away empty-handed. And it is not just the number that disturbs Stephen A. It is the nature of some of those losses. One in particular haunts this conversation, the 2011 NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Stephen A. calls it what it was. LeBron simply did not show up. He vanished in that series. While Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh tried to carry the load, LeBron shrank under the spotlight. In the biggest moment of his career, when he had the keys to a championship on a silver platter, he failed to deliver. To Stephen A., that moment disqualified LeBron from ever entering the Jordan tier. Because that kind of collapse is unthinkable in the Jordan playbook. Michael never disappeared when the lights got brighter. He turned into a monster. He devoured the moment. LeBron's 2011 Finals performance is not just a blemish. It is a scar. It is the kind of performance that legends like Jordan never even flirted with. Stephen A. is not diminishing LeBron's career. He is putting it into proper perspective. Great players have off nights. But legends, true all-time icons like Jordan, they don't have off series when everything is on the line. They rise, they dominate, and they leave no doubt. That is the bar. And in Stephen A.'s mind, LeBron fell short of it when it mattered most.
LeBron has 6 losses. LeBron didn't show up in 1 NBA Finals.
A level of respect for LeBron James that few can offer without sounding rehearsed. He says LeBron is something special, that he will be missed not just by fans, but by the game itself. And you can tell he means it. LeBron has been a constant in the basketball world for 2 decades. He is an all-time great, a global ambassador, a walking highlight reel, and a role model on and off the court. His impact is undeniable. He changed the game, changed the business, and changed how we view longevity in the league. Stephen A. acknowledges that the NBA should cherish LeBron while he's still playing because players like him do not come around often. But here's the thing, being special is not the same as being supreme. Being phenomenal does not automatically crown you as the greatest. And that's where Stephen A. draws the line again. He is not belittling LeBron. He is honoring him while still stating the truth. LeBron has reached heights that 99% of players could only dream of. But that last 1%, that elite sliver of absolute greatness, that space is reserved for someone else. That space belongs to Jordan. LeBron's special, but in Stephen A.'s mind, Jordan was sacred.
LeBron James. This dude is something special. I will miss him when he is gone. Game should miss him when he is gone. He is nothing short of phenomenal.
The final nail in this argument comes with an almost emotional tone from Stephen A. Smith. He brings it full circle. LeBron's children are watching, his wife is watching, his mother is watching. This is not about disrespect. This is about reverence for the man and the legacy. Stephen A. expresses nothing but love for LeBron and his family. The man is one of the greatest to ever live. That love is sincere, and it is important because it shows that this debate is not driven by hate or jealousy. It is driven by truth and reverence for the standards set by Michael Jordan. You can love LeBron. You can celebrate everything he has achieved. But when it comes to comparing him to Jordan, Stephen A. says it plainly. LeBron just ain't that guy. He just is not Michael Jordan. Not in mentality, not in execution, not in finals dominance, not in sheer fear factor. Jordan is the blueprint. Jordan is the one who redefined winning. Jordan is the man who never let his fans, his teammates, or his legacy down when the spotlight hit its brightest. And as much as we can honor LeBron for the journey, for the story, for the greatness, Stephen A. insists the truth will always remain. LeBron stands in Jordan's shadow, not beside it. That is not hate, that is history. And history does not lie.
His children are watching, his wives, his mama, his wonderful mother Gloria, his boys, Maverick and Rich, and everybody else. All of these cats, and nothing but love for them and him. The man is phenomenal. He just ain't MJ.
So here we are, the debate that has ignited passions for over a decade. Stephen A. Smith has spoken, and whether you love what he said or hate it, you cannot ignore the logic behind it. LeBron James is a once-in-a-generation talent. He is a titan. He is a basketball miracle. But Michael Jordan is a god in this sport. His legacy is flawless. His finals record is unblemished. His competitive fire was unmatched. Stephen A. makes it clear, this conversation should have never been a conversation, because there was nothing to discuss. One man may be the king, but the other? He is the ruler of time itself. If you respect the game and want more bold takes like this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to NBA Showdown, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a real basketball breakdown. And drop your thoughts in the comments. Is LeBron in your eyes the GOAT, or does MJ still wear the crown? Let the world hear your truth. Because the debate may never die, but for some, it was never even born.